Burke's early experiences behind the drum kit began in the late 1960s and early 1970s as one of the founding members of Bayonne, New Jersey's premier cover bands, Total Environment and Sweet Willie Jam Band. Burke also gained percussion knowledge from his stint as a drummer in the famed St. Andrew Bridgman Drum and Bugle Corps in Bayonne. Recruited by Debbie Harry and Chris Stein when Blondie was first forming in 1974, Burke joined Blondie in early 1975. He was a key figure in keeping the group together after Stein and Harry considered disbanding, following the departure of original bassist Fred Smith to television. Burke recruited his friend Gary Valentine to play bass. Burke's style of playing was influenced by Hal Blaine, Keith Moon, Ringo Starr, and Earl Palmer. During the 1980s and 1990s, when Blondie was disbanded, Burke played drums for the Romantics, for whom Burke was the regular drummer between 1990 and 2004, Pete Townsend, Bob Dylan, Eurythmics, Dramarama, The Fleshtones, Iggy Pop, and Joan Jett, amongst others. He went on to record with the lineup of Checkered Past in 1983 with Sex Pistols guitarist Steve Jones, former Blondie bandmate Nigel Harrison, bass guitarist and vocalist Tony Sales, and singer-slash-actor Michael Despars. In 1987, Burke stood in as drummer for the Ramones, under the name Elvis Ramone for 2 gigs, on August 28th in Providence, Rhode Island, and August 29th in Trenton, New Jersey at the punk club The City Gardens. After the sudden departure of Richie Ramone, on October 8, 2004, he once again played under the name Elvis Ramone when he joined Tommy Ramone, C.J. Ramone, and Daniel Ray in the Ramones Beat on Cancer concert. He recorded and played live with Wanda Jackson and Nancy Sinatra. Clem also recorded with Sonny Vincent, Arthur Killer Kane, Rick Ballard, engineer Derek O'Brien, the song Carol. On the album A Tribute to Mr. Rockchuck, Barry Burke also played on the Go-Go's member Kathy Valentine's solo release Light Years in 2005. Burke recorded and toured with Dramarama from Wayne, New Jersey and Los Angeles on their 1993 album Hi-Fi Sci-Fi. Burke was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2006 as a member of Blondie. In 2007, Burke joined Slinky Vagabond with David Bowie guitarist Earl Slick, Glenn Matlock, and Kian and Dufty playing their debut concert at the Joey Ramone Birthday Bash in May 2007. He was also a member of Magic Christian, Dirty Water Records, along with Flamin' Groovy's guitarist Cyril Jordan on guitar, and Plimsoll's lead guitarist Eddie Munoz on bass, and toured several times as drummer with the Hugh Cornwell Band. 2008. Burke played 90-minute sets at 100 concerts in a year. In 2008, it was reported that he had taken part in an 8-year study that analyzed the physical and psychological effects of drumming and the stamina required by professional drummers. Conducted jointly by the University of Gloucestershire and the University of Chichester. In July 2011, Burke received an honorary doctorate from the University of Gloucestershire as a result of the drumming project. In 2008, Burke founded the Clem Burke Drumming Project to investigate the physical and mental health benefits of drumming. In December 2011, he formed the band The International Swingers with Sex Pistols bass player Glenn Matlock, guitarist James Stevenson of Generation X, and singer Gary Twin of Supernaut. About the same time, he became a founding member of the Split Squad, participating in tours, appearances at South by Southwest festivals, and in the recording of the album, Now Hear This, released in January 2014. In April 2013, Burke appeared on the Little Steven song, All I Needed Was You, along with Scott Kempner, Barry Goldberg, Greg Sutton, and Tom Jr. Morgan on the Carla Olson album Have Harmony, Will Travel. In 2014, Burke was a founding member of the Empty Hearts. The group recorded on 429 records, and his bandmates included the Romantics guitarist and vocalist Wally Palmer, the Chesterfield Kings bassist Andy Babiak, the Cars guitarist Elliot Easton, and Small Faces and Faces pianist Ian McLaughlin. The band's self-titled first album was released August 5, 2014, and produced by Ed Stasium. In 2015, via Pledge Music, the band The International Swingers raised the money to record their first full-length self-titled album, The International Swingers, originally under the working title Whatever Works Now. The album was recorded at Studio 606 in LA, which is owned by the Foo Fighters. It was then mixed by Peter Walsh, who has worked with Simple Minds, Pulp, and most recently Scott Walker. In 2017, Burke played dates as a member of LAMF, a Johnny Thunders tribute also featuring Walter Lure, Mike Ness, and Glenn Matlock. The reunion shows in New York took place at the Bowery Electric in Manhattan on November 15th and 16th, 2016, without Glenn Matlock, and were recorded for the release on an album released on Jungle Records in December 2017. In 2019, Burke played with Blondie tribute act Bootleg Blondie. In December 2021, Burke filled in on drums for Gina Shock during the Go-Go's show at the Whiskey A Go-Go to celebrate their recent induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Burke died on April 7, 2025 of cancer.